Hey, Mark, Testa here. Today, I bring in a special guest, my lovely wife, who is very experienced and trained in working with women and couples who have stress and anxiety in their life. Today, she's going to share a few tips with us on what you can do today to relieve stress and anxiety. Her name is Amanda, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. As he said, my name is Amanda, and I want to share a little bit some simple tools you can use to really ground yourself and get your nervous system back to a place of regulation. And what I mean by that is when we're stressed or anxious, typically there's two ways we respond. Number one is we go into this hyper vigilant state where we're like, oh my goodness, I got to do all the things. It's so overwhelming. I don't know how I'm going to cope. And then the alternative is you go into this hypo state where it's like, I'm just going to curl up in the covers. Woe is me. I don't even know what to do.
Right.
But then I've got to pay the bills. And so then I've got to do this and that and this. So we go up and down. And what we want to do is stay in our window of tolerance, which is right in the middle. So we can respond versus react when things get stressful. And it's a challenge for many people because it's something we haven't really learned how to do. So I want to share with you a couple tools right now that you can use. And I want to share too a quick analogy of the brain. This is a very simple 3-part brain model made famous by Dr. Dan Siegel. But we have our primal brain, that our brainstem that runs into here, and our primal brain, our limbic system, our emotions, and then our thinking brain here, our prefrontal cortex, where we make rational decisions. And when we are stressed or upset, we blow our lid, which means the old primal part of our brain that only cares about keeping us alive is running the show. And that part is not very resourced, doesn't respond very kindly, can often lash out, only cares about protecting itself. So when this happens, what I can urge you to do is literally just look at your hand when you've blown your top, and you can take 4 deep breaths as you bring your fingers back down over your thumb. And really what that is doing, as you look, it's connecting different parts of the brain. So you're breathing, you're relaxing your parasympathetic nervous system, you're looking, so you're connecting different parts of the brain that's kind of hacking the thinking brain to get it back online. So when you do that, you can have a little bit more resource to handle what's going on.
That's a great break between stimulus and response. If you can do 4 breaths and just widen that gap so you don't blow up again or continue to carry on. Go ahead, those are great tips. What else?
So another thing that can really help to regulate the nervous system is focus on stability, because when we are in these stress responses, it's really hard to bring ourselves into the present moment. So by doing some simple grounding exercises, for example, just where you're sitting now, take a moment and focus on the chair that you're sitting in. Really feel the weight of your body on the ground. Maybe looking at where your foot is touching the ground, where you're connected to gravity. And just feeling the weight of that. You can trust that your body is going to be held to the ground by gravity. In the moment, really feeling into that stability and noticing, how does that feel, knowing you're held by gravity? And it seems simple, but it's powerful for the nervous system to realize there is some stability in all the chaos. As Mark mentioned earlier, really staying tuned to your circadian rhythms, so connecting to the sunrise and the sunset, because that too is a predictable rhythm that you can count on. So those kind of things, finding things you can count on, gravity, sunrise, sunset, can be really nourishing to connect to.
Mm-hmm. That's great. It's sort of like a little bit of a mindfulness base approach where you do feel, actually, it's so simple, feeling what it's like to sit, feeling your feet on the ground, or even connecting to your breath. It's always with us, and it sounds and it is very simple, and it sounds overly simplistic, but it's a great, easy, quick way to anchor back into being here now and not all over the place.
Yeah.
You got one more tip for us?
So the last thing I'll share is if you can make a list of the things that support you. So if you think about the things that make you just go, feel relaxed, feel like all your needs are met, make a list of those things. So maybe it is breathing, maybe it's taking a walk, maybe it's drinking a glass of water, maybe it's just kind of noticing what does my body need in this moment and giving that to yourself and writing them down. in a place that you can see them. Because when you are out of your window of tolerance, you can't remember the things that support you. So by having it written down and doing them more often than you think you need to will help build resilience, which will help you through these challenging times.
Great. Those are great tips. I hope you can use one of them. If this resonates with you, please like this video, share it with a friend. And for more great tips like this, subscribe to our channel below. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next video.